Exercise 9.3, question number 1. Find the 20th and the nth term of the GP. 5 by 2, 5 by 4, 5 by 8, so on. So it is already given that the sequence is a GP here. So what we'll do is we'll use the formula of AN, that is A1 into R raised to n minus 1. So here A1 equal to 5 by 2, R equal to A2 by A1, that is equal to 5 by 4 over 5 by 2, and this you can write as 5 by 4 into 2 by 5. 5 and 5 cancel out, so this will give us 1 by 2. Therefore we can say that R is 1 by 2 and A1 is 5 by 2. So we'll apply the formula of the nth term of his GP, that is AN equal to A1 into R raised to n minus 1. So therefore we can say that AN equal to, what is A1 is 5 by 2 into 1 by 2 raised to n minus 1, and we can simplify it as, therefore AN equal to 5 by 2, 2 can be written as 2 raised to 1, so we'll get this as 5 by 2 into 2 raised to n minus 1, because 1 raised to n minus 1 is 1 only, and therefore we can say that, therefore AN equal to, this will give us 5 over 2 raised to n. So this is the value of the nth term of the given GP. Now how to find the 20th term? We have to find also the 20th term. It's very simple. Just in place of n we'll put 20. So let us find the other part. This A20 equal to 5 by 2 raised to 20. So this is the answer of the first part, that is 20th term. What is the value of the 20th term and what is the value of the nth term? So here question number 1 is complete. Question number 2. Find the 12th term of a GP whose 8th term is 192 and the common ratio is 2. The first term is not given here, but common ratio is given, and it is given that the sequence is a GP. So we'll do second one now. Solution number 2. Let A1 be the first, let A1 equal to first term of GP. Let A1 equal to first term of GP. First term of GP. And what is given? 8th term is given to us. 8th term is 192. Here A8 equal to 192, R equal to 2. Therefore, we can say that A1 into what is R2, 2 raised to n minus 1, that is n is here 8, so 8 minus 1, that is 7, equal to 192. And therefore, we can say that A1 equal to 192 over 2 raised to 7. Now, let us do the factorization of 192. We will do the prime factorization of 192. So, on dividing 192 with 2, what we'll get is 9 2 is 18, so 1 carried over, so it will become 12, and 12 divided by 2 is 6, so we'll get 96. When we divide 96 with 2, what we'll get here, when we divide 9 with 2, we'll get 4, and 1 will be carried over, and it will become 16. So 16 divided by 2, what we'll get is 8. The next we'll divide with 2, we'll get 24. Again with 2, we'll get 12. Again with 2, we'll get 6. Again with 2, we'll get 3, and this 3, and then is 1. So we can see that, therefore A1 equal to, how many times 2 is coming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 raised to 6 into 3 over 2 raised to 7, we can write as 2 raised to 6 into 2. So 2 raised to 6 and 2 raised to 6 cancel out. Therefore, we can say that A1 equal to 3 by 2. So A1 is 3 by 2. And we are already having R, that is 2. So it's very simple to find the 12th term. Also R equal to 2. So now we'll apply the formula of AN. Before that, let us erase this one. This is not required now. So therefore, what we have to find is the 12th term. So A12 will be equal to, that is A1 into R raised to n minus 1. What is n here? 12. So R raised to 12 minus 1, that is 11. This implies A12 equal to, what is A1? 3 by 2 into, what is R? R is 2. So 2 raised to 11. So this will give us A12 equal to 3 into 2 raised to 10. So this will be the 12th term of the given GP. Question number 3. The 5th, 8th and 11th term of a GP are P, Q and S respectively. Prove that Q square equal to PS. So solution number 3. Here first term is not given. So let us take A1 as the first term. Let A1 equal to first term of the GP. First term of the GP. And let R equal to common ratio. R equal to common ratio. And what is given to us? The 5th term is equal to P. So A5 equal to P. And it is given to us 8th term is equal to Q. So A8 is equal to Q. And also it is given to us the 11th term is equal to S. So A11 equal to S. So A5 is A1. If we let us apply the formula of AN, that is, what is AN? AN equal to A1 into R raised to n minus 1. So that is what we will apply here. A5 can be written as A1 R raised to one value less than 5, that is 4. So R raised to 4 equal to P. What is A8? A1 R raised to one number less than 8, that is 7, equal to Q. What is A11? That can be written as A1 R raised to 10 equal to S. Now what we have to prove is that Q square should be equal to PS. So let us first find Q square. Q square is equal to, we will do the square of this, that is A1 R raised to 7 whole square. So therefore we can say that Q square is equal to A1 square R raised to 7 into 2, that will become 14. So this is the value of Q square. Next we have to prove that it is equal to P into S. So let us multiply P and S. P into S equal to, P is A1 R raised to 4. S is A1 R raised to 10, and we know that whenever base are equal, we can add the power. What is the power of A1 here? 1. What is the exponent of A1 here? 1. So 1 plus 1 will get 2. So we can say that PS equal to A1 raised to 2 and R, here exponent of R is 4 and here exponent of R is 10. Base is same. So we can add the exponent. So 4 plus 10 will give us 14. What we are getting, PS equal to A1 square R raised to 14. So if we compare 1 and 2, therefore from 1 and 2, what we can say that both are having the same values. So we can say that Q square is equal to PS, and that is what we have to prove here, Q square equal to PS. So this question number 3 is complete. Question number 4. The fourth term of a GP is square of a second term and the first term is minus 3. Determine its seventh term. So solution number 4. Here what is given to us, the fourth term of the GP is square of a second term and the first term is minus 3. In given GP, A1 equal to minus 3 and R is not given. So let R equal to common ratio. Let R equal to common ratio. And further, what is given to us, fourth term A4 equal to square of a second term. So A2 is second term and it's given that is the square of the second term. So A2 square. Therefore let us use the formula of AN, that is A1. What is AN? an can be written as a1 into r raised to n minus 1. So that formula will apply. A1 here value of n is 4, so we will get r cube equal to, if we apply the same formula for a2, we will get a1r, and over that we are having square, so this will become a1 r square into r equal to, this we can write as a1 r square into a1. Why we have written in this way? So that we can cancel a1 r square both sides, because this will become a1 square r square. So rewriting a1 square r square as a1 r square into a1. So these two being cancelled out, what we will get is r equal to a1. Therefore r equal to a1, but r is given to us, a1 is given to us, so this implies r equal to minus 3. So we have obtained, we are having the value of r, we are having the value of a1, so it is very simple for us to find the value of the seventh term. So therefore a7 equal to, again we will apply this formula, that is a1 r raised to 1 number less than this, that is 6, equal to, what is a1, that is minus 3, what is r, that is also minus 3, and raised to 6. So this will become, therefore a7 equal to minus 3 raised to minus 3 to the power whole, will take minus 3 whole to the power, here what is the power of, what is the exponent of minus 3? 1, here it is 6, so adding both, minus 3 raised to 7. So this is the answer of question number 4th one. Question number 5. Which term of the following sequences is 128? So here, first of all, we will have to check whether it is a GP or not. Not given to us, that is GP. So solution number 5. Let us find the value of a2 by a1. Here a2 by a1 equal to 2 root 2 over 2, and that is equal to root 2. And next we will find a3 by a2. So a3 over a2 is equal to 4 over 2 root 2, and 4 we can rewrite as 2 root 2 into root 2 over 2 root 2. So both 2 root 2 and 2 root 2 cancel out, we will get answer as root 2. Therefore what we can say, that a2 by a1 equal to a3 by a2 equal to, this dot dot shows that the same process is going on. So you can say that the given sequence is a GP. Therefore given sequence is a GP. Given sequence is a GP. And what is a1? A1 will be the first term, that is 2. What is r? The common ratio is r. So r is root 2. And what we have to find is which term of the following sequences is equal to 128. So suppose this is the nth term. So let an equal to 128. Therefore what we can say, that 128 is equal to a1 into r raised to n minus 1. So that is a1 is a1 into r raised to n minus 1. And let us solve this one. 128 equal to, we'll put the value of a1, that is 2. Then we'll put the value of r, that is root 2 raised to n minus 1. And this can be written as 128 we can write as 2 raised to 5 is 32, and this will become 2 raised to 7. So 2 raised to 7 equal to, if you want you can do the prime factors and check it out, because 2 raised to 5 is 32, and 32 into 2 is 64, 64 into 2 is 128, so we will get 2 raised to 7 equal to, and this we can rewrite as 2 multiplied by root 2 means 2 raised to 1 by 2, so this will become 2 raised to n minus 1 by 2. Now here again on the right hand side we can see that the base is same, so we can add the exponents. So this will give us 2 raised to 7 equal to 2 raised to 1 plus n minus 1 by 2. And now both side base is same, so we can compare the exponents. Therefore we can say that 7 equal to 1 plus n minus 1 by 2. So this will give us 7 minus 1, that is 6 equal to n minus 1 by 2. Therefore we can say that 12 equal to n minus 1, or this implies n equal to 13. So we can say that the 13th term A13 equal to 128. So the same way you all will be doing this question number 5 part B and part C. So they both will be for self trial. You'll have to do on your own. Now let us go in question number 6 one. What it says that for what value of x the numbers minus 2 by 7, x minus 7 by 2 are in GP. Let us solve question number 6 one. So solution 6. We know that if there are three numbers, say A, B, C. So let us write down the result. If A, B, C are three numbers, and they are in GP, then what we know that they should have the common ratio, is B by A should be equal to C by B, and if you simplify this, we'll get B square equal to AC. So whenever there are two numbers A, B, C and we get B square equal to AC, we can say that three numbers are in GP. Either we can apply this result or this one, any one we can apply. So in question number 6 one, we'll be applying the second one, that is B square equal to AC. So what it says that for what values of x the numbers minus 2 by 7, x minus 7 by 2 are in GP. So we can say that the three numbers will be in GP, if B square equal to AC. That is, so this implies what is B, our x square of this B, A, B, C. If you compare with this our A, this B and this C. So this will give us B square, that is x square is equal to A into C, that is minus 2 by 7 into minus 7 by 2. So 7 and 7 cancel out, 2 and 2 cancel out, and this will become, implies x square equal to 1. Or we can say that therefore x equal to plus minus 1. So if either x is 1 or minus 1, in both case the three numbers will be in GP. Question number 7. Find the sum to indicated number of terms in each of the geometric progression in exercises 7 to 10. So here we have to find the sum of this GP till 20 terms. So that means you have to find S20. So let us do 7th one, solution number 7. So first of all we will find R. Here A1 equal to 0.15, R equal to A2 by A1. So what is A2? A2 is 0.015, 0.015 over A1. A1 is 0.15, and this we can rewrite as equal to 15 over 1000 into 100 over 15. So 15 and 15 cancel out, these two zeros also cancel out, so we'll get 1 by 10 as the ratio. So R is 1 by 10, and what we have to find is S20. So we know the formula, Sn equal to A into R raised to n minus 1 over R minus 1. So this will give us, therefore Sn equal to, what is our A? A is 0.15, into R. What is R? 1 by 10 raised to n. What is n? N in our case is 20. So let us replace this with 20. So in place of n, we'll write the value of n, that is 20. So S20 equal to 0.15 into 1 by 10 raised to, what is the power here? So that is n. So n is 20, like this, minus 1. So minus 1 over r minus 1, that is 1 by 10 minus 1. So we'll simplify this. This will give us S20 equal to, and we know that this will remain as it is 0.15, and 1 raised to 20 is 1, and this will become denominator will become 10 raised to 20. So we'll get 1 by 10 raised to 20 minus 1 over 1 by 10 minus 1, that is minus 9 by 10, minus 9 by 10. Let us write this in the next page. So the next page will write this S20 equal to 0.15, 1 by 10 raised to 20, 1 by 10 raised to 20 minus 1, the whole, over minus 9 by 10. So minus 9 by 10. And now we will simplify this further. So this can be written as S20 equal to 0.15, and generally we do not take minus in the denominator, so we will put here, and this one we can write as 1 minus 10 raised to 20 over 10 raised to 20 into, this will become 10 by 9. So this is actually 20. So this simplification will give us S20 equal to, so if you want we can take this minus side inside, so this will become 0.15 into 10 raised to 20 minus 1 over, this will become 9 into 10 raised to 19, and we can further simplify this because we can write 0.15 as 15 by 100. So S20 equal to 15 by 100 into 10 raised to 20 minus 1 over 10 raised to 19, and that is into 9, and this in both 3 will be common factor, so we can rewrite this as 5 and this as 3. So the final answer will be therefore S20 equal to 1 by 100 can be written as 10 raised to 2, so this will become 10 raised to 20 minus 1, and of course 5 is here, and the whole divided by 10 raised to 21, and 3 is here. So this will be our answer. This 10 raised to 21. This is 10 raised to 21. So 10 raised to 21. So this is our answer. S20 equal to 5 into 10 raised to 20 minus 1 over 3 to 10 raised to 21. So this will be sum of the first 20 terms of the GP. Now this 8, 9, 10, this all three you will try on your own. So there will be question for self trial. So try them in the same way, not difficult at all. Just find the value of R and then use the formula of Sn, that is Sn equal to A into R raised to n minus 1 over R minus 1, or you can use Sn equal to A into 1 minus R raised to n over R minus 1, or A into R raised to n minus 1 over R minus 1. The choice is yours. So this is the these three questions you will be doing on your own, that is 8, 9 and 10. Question number 11. Evaluate summation k equal to 1 to 11, 2 plus 3 raised to k. So solution number 11 now. So if we expand this one, that is summation k equal to 1 to 11, 2 plus 3 raised to k. This means this is equal to 2 plus 3 raised to 1 plus 2 plus 3 square plus so on plus 2 plus 3 raised to 11, and we can see very clearly that 3 is coming how many times, 3 raised to 1, 3 square, like this. How many brackets will be in total of this kind? There will be 11 brackets, and so that means 2 is coming how many times? 11 times. So this we can rewrite as 11 into 2 plus, and this 3 square, 3 cube, that will make a geometric progression. So we'll write that as 3 plus 3 square plus 3 cube plus so on till plus 3 raised to 11. So this will become equal to 22 plus, and here we can use the formula of Sn. So what is the formula of Sn? A into, what is A here? 3, and what is r? R is 3 square by 2, that is 3. So a into r raised to n minus 1, that is 3 raised to n is here 11, 11 minus 1 over r minus 1, that is 3 minus 1. So this will be equal to 22 plus 3 by 2 into 3 raised to 11 minus 1. So if you want, you can keep it as it is, or you can simplify it further by just putting 3 inside. So I think this will be a better way of writing. So this will be our final answer. Question number 12. The sum of first three terms of the GP is 39 by 10 and their product is 1. Find the common ratio and the terms. So solution 12. Let the first three terms be, let the first three terms be A1, A2 and A3 and R equal to common ratio. R equal to common ratio. So therefore what we can have is A2 is equal to A1R and A3 equal to A1R square. Also what is given to us? Also their product is 1. That is A1 into A2 into A3 equal to 1. Therefore we can have is A1 into A2 is A1R and what is A3? A3 is A1R square. So A1R square equal to 1. Therefore we can have A1 cube into R cube equal to 1. So therefore we can say that A1R is equal to 1. So this result we are getting is A1R is equal to 1. So let this be question number 1. And now what other thing is given to us? That is the sum of the first three terms of the GP is 39 by 10. So A1 plus A2 plus A3 equal to 39 by 10. Therefore A1 plus A2 is A1R plus A3 is A1R square equal to 39 by 10. So now already from earlier page, if you see that we have got A1R as 1, so we'll put A1R as 1. So we'll get A1 as it is plus A1R is 1 plus this can be written as A1R into R equal to 39 by 10 and A1 plus 1 plus what is A1R, that is 1. So is 1 into R equal to 39 by 10 and already we have seen earlier, that is if you move back, A1R equal to 1. So what is A1? A1 can be written as 1 by R. So we'll replace this A1 with 1 by R. So we'll get 1 by R plus 1 plus R equal to 39 over 10 because A1R equal to 1. Now just simplifying this, we'll get 1 plus R square over R equal to 39 by 10. Simplifying this further, we'll be having 1 plus R square equal to, here 10 will multiply this side and this will become 39R. So this will become 10 plus 10R plus 10R square equal to 39R and this will give us 10R square plus 10R minus 39R plus 10 equal to 0. So this will become 10R square minus 29R plus 10 equal to 0. If you multiply 10 and 10, what we get is 100 and middle term is minus, so we can write 100 as product of minus 25 into minus 4 because on adding them we get minus 29. So we'll rewrite middle term as 10R square minus 25R minus 4R plus 10 equal to 0. Now from both these we can take out 5R common. When we have taken 5R common, from here what will remain is 2R and from the second term what will remain is minus 5 and from third and fourth term we can take out minus 2 common. So what will remain is here is 2R minus 5 and that is equal to 0. So therefore we will have 2r minus 5 into 5r minus 2 equal to 0. So this will give us, this implies 2r minus 5 equal to 0 or 5r minus 2 equal to 0. Therefore, r equal to 5 by 2 or r equal to 2 by 5. So there will be two cases, case 1 and case 2. So case 1, r equal to 5 by 2. We have ar equal to 1, that is a1 r equal to 1. Therefore, we can say that a1 into 5 by 2 equal to 1. So this will give us a1 equal to, a1 is equal to 2 by 5. So we have got a1 and we have got r. Therefore, what we have to find the common ratio and find the common ratio of the terms. So in case 1, the GP is the sum of the first three terms. The first three terms of the GP are, the first three terms of the GP are, what they are, a1, a1r and a1r square. That is, what is a1? 2 by 5. What is a1r? That is already we have obtained, that is 1, and a1r square can be written as a1r into r. What is a1r? That is 1. So we can rewrite a1r square as a1r into, or just we can put the value of this one, a1r into r. What is a1r? That is 1 into, what is r? R is 5 by 2. So that is 5 by 2 equal to 2 by 5, 1, 5 by 2. So this will be our case 1. And similarly, we will be doing case 2. Case 2 also in the same way. What we have to do is case 2, put r as 2 by 5. Case 2, r equal to 2 by 5. So first of all, to solve case 2, we will find the value of a1. We already are having a1 r equal to 1. Since a1 r equal to 1, we have calculated that earlier. Therefore, we can say that a1 into 2 by 5 equal to 1. Therefore, a1 is equal to 5 by 2. So therefore, the first three terms of the GPR, the first three terms of GPR what they are, a1, a1r, a1r square. That is, what is our a1? 5 by 2. And what is a1r? That is 1. So there is actually comma here. And what is a1r square? That can be written as a1r into r. So that is equal to 5 by 2, 1. What is a1r? From here is 1 into r. What is r? 2 by 5. So equal to 5 by 2, 1, 2 by 5. So these are the first three terms in the second case. So this is case 2.